DJ Dickey, Nick here with another episode of Controlled Chaos. It is July 8th. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Bel Air, Maryland. I got Zach Good with me and Kevin Crawford here joining me on today's episode. So how you guys feeling today?
Good, glad to be here.
I'm glad to be here too.
Awesome.
Shout out to my boy Hayden Hurst. Had class with him, now he's on my team. Go Ravens. That's all I gotta say.
Alright, so lately on Controlled Chaos, we've been making predictions for next season because the off-season sucks. Everyone knows that. And we're doing our best out here to survive. So one of the biggest questions that's, been rattling around in my head and probably a lot of teams' heads is which rookie quarterback is going to start first. We have a lot of them out there. There were 5 big names this year that came out in the draft. So who do you guys think is going to hit the field first this season?
I'd say the easy answer is Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Because his competition is A.J. McCarron. And it's easy to say Josh Allen's arm is 10 times better than A.J. McCarron's. And A.J. McCarron was a steady second stringer to Andy Dalton.
Right, you can't beat Andy Dalton. You're not doing too good.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with him. I think Allen's definitely going to touch the field first, but barring them, like Allen and Rosen, Darnold, all them, I think Mayfield is the one that actually comes out and earns his spot. He's got weapons and stuff. I think he's going to light it up in the preseason. I think Tyrod is just on the downfall. He backed us up for 4 years, then goes to the Bills. He was fresh. He couldn't do anything with them. Took him to one postseason, but for Mayfield, he's got Gordon, Hyde, Duke Johnson. Yep. He's got Corey Coleman too, and
Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry too. They
Yep.
just signed him. That's huge. And I think Mayfield's going to come out probably like week 3 or week 4, start lighting it up because he's going to take Tyrod's job because Tyrod isn't going anywhere. I don't think he has that starting job for long.
Yeah, I was impressed last season with him leading the Bills to their first postseason in however many years. It's been a while, and that was impressive. But yeah, I have to agree. I don't think Tyrod's going to do anything great on the Browns. I think he's going to be more of a mentor for Mayfield, and so I'd have to agree. But my quarterback that I think is going to hit the field first is quarterback Josh Allen. You know, like Zach said, he's got competition with McCarron, and McCarron couldn't get past Andy Dalton over in Cincinnati. And
Red Ryder BB gun.
Yeah, when you can't start over Andy Dalton, I don't see much hope there. I think Josh Allen, he's shown that he has an arm, he's shown that he can play ball, and I think he starts.
And the thing is, they had tools too.
Uh-huh.
It's not like that they were a bad team. You got A.J. Green. They had Jeremy Hill and Gio Bernard running too.
Yeah, right.
The dynamic
Good rushing
backs.
offense.
If you can't get past Andy Dalton when he's got playmakers like that, that just says something right there.
Yeah.
Could also just be the coaching scheme though too.
That too.
Yeah, Marvin
Maybe it
Lewis.
didn't fit.
Who knows? I like Marvin Lewis. I think he's a good coach, but he's been there for a while.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think that maybe they would change something up. Maybe they would get a new coach, but
Some players just don't fit in their schemes.
Yeah. What are the differences that you see between Dalton and McCarron though?
I think Dalton's a better game manager. You know, we haven't seen much of McCarron.
Yeah.
I was impressed when they took when McCarron had to step in for Dalton when he hurt his wrist. I think it was 2015. Yeah, the 2015 season in the playoffs.
Yeah,
against
he didn't
Pittsburgh.
do too bad.
Yeah, he almost won that game for
Almost.
It's like Tim Tebow again.
Almost. Threw that late touchdown to A.J. Green. There's about a minute left, and Vontae's perfect, and Pac-Man Jones had
I
to
hate that dude.
go crazy, spoil the game. But McCarron has shown some bright signs. He can play ball, but do I think he'll play better than Josh Allen? No. I think Allen is the starter. All right, so the next big question of the offseason, and pretty much every offseason, is how much longer is Tom Brady going to play? The Bills, the Jets, and the Dolphins, they're tired of dealing with Tom Brady, so they're especially wondering when Tom Brady is going to call it a career and be done. So, Zach, what do you think? How much longer is Brady going to play?
Well, I believe Tom Brady is in the downfall of his career. So
Okay.
I see him playing 1 to 2 more years,
Okay.
most likely 2, because he wants to end on top. But I don't see him ending with a Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
I see him going deep into the playoffs, but I don't see him making it to the Super Bowl again. Although
You see him. Sorry. You see him going deep into the playoffs the next 2 seasons.
next 2 seasons,
Just to be
yes.
clear. Okay.
But I do not believe he'll win the Super Bowl. And his deep ball has gone away from him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And he lost a big target like Brandon Cooks, who had the
Yeah.
speed to get past
Mhm.
the defense. And in his older age, I feel like he has to depend on those big name receivers. I don't think he can create them like he did with Julian Edelman, Chris Hogan, and Rob. So I don't see him making it past the AFC Championship.
Okay. So 5 Super Bowls and you think he's done?
I think he's done.
5's the limit. Okay. Kev, what do you think?
I'd have to agree. 5, I think he's done. I don't think he makes it back. I think he's got probably like 2 seasons left in
2
him.
seasons. Okay.
And you have to keep in mind that environment's not good either. Well, from what we've heard from other players, like
Mhm.
tweeting stuff, saying the environment's not fun, coaching's not fun. And then you got Tom Brady and the Belichick rumors saying that they're arguing, they're not getting along, like that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And then Gronk, who knows if he can stay healthy, how
Right.
devoted he is, like where his mind's at. He lost Amendola, his biggest postseason target, and he's going to the Dolphins, which Amendola's not going to get a chance to show up in the postseason with the Dolphins.
Fact.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see where Tom Brady's at. I give him 2 more seasons, probably championship, loses. I don't think he makes it back to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I can't see him doing it again.
Both going with 5. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to say 6. I don't think this season he makes it to the Super Bowl, or the Patriots for that matter, I should say. I do not think the Patriots will make it to the Super Bowl. I think, like Zach said, they make it to the AFC Championship or the divisional round and lose, because there's just too many good teams in the AFC this year. You got Pittsburgh, who's good every year. You got the Texans coming up with Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins. That offense just looks amazing. Jacksonville and their defense, like a lot of these
Killer.
teams in the AFC just look awesome. So I don't think that New England wins the Super Bowl this year or even goes, but I think Tom Brady goes out the year after and wins 6 Super Bowls and calls it a career. I think that's about it for him. Like Zach said, he's losing the deep ball. I mean, he can still chuck it. We see that. He can throw 40-yard bombs, 50-yard bombs, but, past that, I don't see the strength there like back in the day. And, I think it's 2 seasons left.
I mean, he has a drive.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like-
The passion, you can't dispute that.
He has a drive.
So it'll be interesting. These guys said they don't like him, but I hope he plays as long as he possibly can. I love watching Tom Brady. Best quarterback I've ever seen.
Why stop playing if you're winning?
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
I don't know. Last year, why I say he's on his downfall is because that's when I started to see some inaccuracy.
It's
Like-
more of a peak than a downfall, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's what you're
it's
trying to
definitely not like a downfall. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's the greatest player to play at the quarterback position, at least. But
Uh-huh.
he's just missing some easy throws that he used to hit
Yeah.
with no issues.
Yep. I'd have to agree. All right, so recently, one of the best safeties we've ever gotten to see play hinted at retirement. Kam Chancellor is who I'm talking about. He tweeted about a paragraph and a half of him talking about his neck injury, about how serious it was last season and how it really hasn't gotten better. And it sounds like he's going to retire. He never said, I'm retiring, or I'm looking forward to retirement, or anything like that. He just said, I'm moving on to the next chapter in my life. And it really sounds like he's going to retire. So what do you think, Zach?
I believe he's done. He's not going to play another down in his life, which is unfortunate when it comes to injuries, forcing retirement.
Mm-hmm.
because he is one of the best we've ever got to witness
Mm-hmm.
in our lifetime at least. And it's unfortunate for the Seahawks as well because they're losing a lot of defensive players, key defensive players, and their defense isn't going to be as strong as a consequence of it.
Yeah, no more Legion of Boom.
Yeah,
It's
that's all done. And it's just unfortunate that it had to be because of an injury.
Yeah,
What do you think, Kev? Sorry.
Kam Chancellor, a lot of people were surprised by it, but I wasn't. He struggled with injuries a lot, like, throughout his career,
Mm-hmm.
and it's his neck now.
Yeah.
And that, it comes to a point where it's really serious, and you're worried about the concussion stuff. Dude's played for 8 seasons, which is what you were saying is double the average, but for a star like that, I would consider that retiring pretty early, especially for, I would have said that he was Hall of Fame ballot. Like, he's up
Still
there.
could be. It's definitely a debate. Definitely
But
a debate.
when it comes to the neck and the head and that kind of stuff, it comes to a point where you're like, I really can't go on
Yeah.
anymore. Like,
I mean, he's got to think about his family, himself.
yeah,
Like the next chapter of his life, like you said.
yeah. Like I
So-
said, I'm not surprised.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people were, but I'm not surprised.
See, I think the talent is Hall of Fame. I don't know that his resume
Yeah,
really
yeah,
showed
yeah.
Hall of Fame. One of the hardest hitters I ever got to see
Oh
play.
God.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like that Lions game, Monday Night Football.
Oh, Pops Calvin
Oh,
Johnson.
Yeah. Just right at the goal line, they meet, makes him fumble. I mean, it's
Definitely
incredible.
makes
I
some
was speechless when I saw that.
Another man's career cut short too.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson. I think all that concussion shit got in his head, and
Yeah,
I think that was his main reason. He never really said why,
yeah,
but it might be the same thing.
yeah. But I mean, Kam Chancellor, one of the greatest safeties we ever got to watch.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised he retired.
Without a doubt.
That's sketchy to deal with your neck and your head.
Another thing that I thought was interesting about what he said, he's got so much passion for the game, ton of passion, and he never said retirement. So,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think maybe there's a slight chance that he does retire, and he misses the game so much that he comes back in 1 to 2 years. So we don't know. It's a tough call.
A lot of those players do that, and they come back because of how much they missed the
They
game.
missed it, yeah.
But I kind of see that as a Zach Orr situation.
Yeah,
Doctors,
that too.
Yeah.
doctors won't take him
Ravens
because of the
linebacker,
risk. Yeah.
Zach Orr.
When you're
Yeah,
risking paralysis like that, like
Yeah.
if there's something that could go wrong and you get hurt like that on the field, that's a huge liability.
Huge.
It pays great, but if you're gonna mess your head up for the rest of your life, I don't see how that's worth it.
Or get stuck in a chair.
Yeah, it's awful.
Not good.
So, best wishes to Kam Chancellor. I hope if you're leaving football, I hope it's a good chapter. I hope you and your wife are very happy. So, that's about all we have to say on that. You guys got anything else?
No.
All right, so our next big off-season question is, which of these rookie running backs will lead all rookies in rushing yards? You got Saquon Barkley, you got Darius Geis, Rashad Penny, Sony Michel. There's a lot of nice names, a lot like last year. I mean, I hope they do as well as the guys did last year. At least that's what we're speculating. You had Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette, and Kareem Hunt, who just dominated. They were workhorse backs, and they played great. So, Kev, how about you lead it off? Which rookie running back do you think will lead all rookies in rushing yards?
It's a great class. Again, I can see all of them balling out, but I have to go mainstream with Saquon. I think he gets 1,500 yards plus.
Wow,
Yeah,
1,500.
1,500. I think Saquon's going to take a lot of pressure off Eli because they haven't had a running back since Brandon Jacobs. Saquon's an absolute workhorse, and he's textbook. Like, what you see is what you get, basically. Like,
I can see him running over guys like Brandon Jacobs.
oh
used to.
yeah, oh yeah. And I think personally, Eli's on his downfall. He's been on his downfall, and he can't really lean on wide receivers like Beckham anymore to just open up that offense. But they got new guys. They got Beckham, Shepard, Evan Ingram is a really good tight end. He's solid. And now you bring Saquon into the mix, who's a big back who can run all 4 downs. And he's a big dude, but another underrated side of him is the pass catching ability.
Yeah, he's got good hands.
Yeah, Saquon's got real good hands, but I think that this could be a Giants postseason.
You think so?
Yeah, if you bring Saquon into that mix, it just opens up a whole new aspect, because when they had a running back, they were making the postseason every year, and they haven't had a running back in a long time.
Yeah.
So I think
No,
I think Saquon goes 1,500 rushing yards. I think he could probably get around 500, 700 passing yards.
No way. With Beckham and Shepard there,
That's true.
1,500.
That's true.
I mean, if you believe that, stick with it, but I just don't see 1,500.
It's going to take a lot of pressure off Eli. A lot of pressure
Yes,
off him.
definitely. How about you, Zach? Who you got?
I wanted to pick Saquon, but I'm going to have to stick with Rashad Penny because there's no true number one back in Seattle. And the way I see it, it's his job to lose kind of thing after being drafted. And the thing about him, he's a good one cut, find the hole, and get past the secondary type of runner. Once he gets past the secondary, there's no stopping. He's not going to get caught from behind. And the thing is, he just needs to be able to find the hole. And Seattle's line isn't the greatest, but I feel like he's the type of running back to be able to make something happen when there's nothing there.
I could see it. He was a dog in college, head down, hit you in the face kind of running back. So, I think that's what Seattle's looking for. I'm sure they're missing Marshawn Lynch, the old beast mode.
Oh, yeah.
So, if Rashad Penny can be the guy, that would be amazing. Russell Wilson seems like he's running the show all the time. Like I said, we were on the beach. Now they got Brandon Marshall. So, maybe they can be a complete offense. Maybe they can really turn it on, and maybe that could be the difference between them missing the playoffs and making it. So, I hope Seattle gets back to playing like Seattle used to. That was fun to watch.
I think they're going to be a big running team this year, too. Because
Yeah.
their receivers are,
Could happen.
they're just getting older. Well, not really. Doug Baldwin's always going to be
Mr. Reliable.
Mr. Reliable, but Brandon Marshall, he's pretty old.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you get out of Brandon Marshall, though, when you sign him?
I didn't think that was a big signing. I just see him running the ball, being like more of a 1-2 run and 3 passing kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Open up play action, stuff like that. I just see Rashad Penny being successful in the system.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with another running back. His name's Darius Geis, and he was drafted by the Washington Redskins. Alex Smith is coming into a new team. He's got to get used to playing for the Redskins, playing under Gruden, and he really doesn't have many receivers. I mean, you look at his best receiver right now is probably Josh Doxson, who's a young receiver. He's pretty good, but he's not a number one. He's not great yet. He can be, but we haven't seen that yet. So I think they're going to lean on the run. I think they look at a guy like Geis, and I think Geis is their guy. Samaje Perine and Rob Kelly have shown that they're good running backs. But from what I've seen at LSU with Geis, I think he's just going to have a season like Dalvin Cook did last year, minus the injury. So, in college this past season, he rushed for over 1,200 yards. He had 13 touchdowns, averaged 5.5 yards per carry. And, that's a lot of eyes on you, and that was at LSU. A hell of a school, a hell of a team. And, I think he carries that over the NFL.
Don't get much more competition than in the SEC.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Kevin knows all about the SEC.
It's where the good players come out of.
All right, so the NFL has just implemented a new policy which allows players who are waiting suspensions for PEDs or whatever reason, if they snitch on another player who they suspect is using performance-enhancing drugs at all, and it turns out that that player is using, then the player who snitched has the opportunity to get up to 50% of their suspension reduced. So, I think it's kind of crazy and kind of funny at the same time. What do you think, Kev?
I love it.
You love
I
it?
love it. I think it's so fun. Obviously, it's going to be a locker room problem.
Yeah.
It's going to be, but we're going to find out who the real gangsters of the NFL are, who doesn't snitch and who does.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hilarious because you got guys like Brian Cushing who gets suspended for a whole season every year. And this dude's going to be like, oh, wait, I know he's juicing, so let me only get 8 games, and he'll juice again and get suspended for the rest of the season because it's Brian Cushing.
History repeats itself.
Yeah, history repeats itself. But yeah, I think it's hilarious. I think that doing that, it's up to 50%, so somebody could snitch too, and they could have 4 games and be like, all right, well, you snitch, you get 3 games. Like,
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like, why not? We'll only take 1 game off. So we'll find out what happens. I think it's a pretty, it's humorous, but at the same time, I think it's going to cause problems.
I agree. What do you think, Zach?
I just think it's too easy to bail out yourself to throw out another player. Like, if you really wanted to, like, if in the team's best options, they could throw a shitty player under the bus. Just be like,
Yeah, right. To get a Mark Ingram, let's
Yeah.
say, to get his suspension reduced.
But, like, I just see it, like, causing too many issues and just taking out too many big players.
Mhm.
I mean, although it's going to be for 4 weeks, maybe less depending on the 50%.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's still, I just don't see how it benefits the NFL. Well, I mean, it benefits the NFL, but, like, it doesn't at the same time because you're taking out the big players for a couple weeks at a time. And it's not going to stop the issue of using PEDs. It's just going to keep on cycling on, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Kevin said it best. I think it's going to cause a locker room issue. You know, players are going to feel like they can't say everything they want to on the job,
Yeah.
like, you know, what they ate, where they went to dinner, like, who they hung out with. Like, I feel like it could be a huge distraction, and I feel like a lot of players will not be so
Yeah.
comfortable in the locker room. So, I mean, it is kind of funny, you know, like Roger Goodell and this policy, but you know, it'll be interesting, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. All right, well, that about wraps up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed Midsummer Chaos. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. Zach and Kevin, what'd you guys think?
It was a great time. Thanks for having us.
Good,
awesome.
good. Happy to have you. Yeah, it's always a good time with these boys talking football, whether it's for all you to see or just in the basement. So this was great. Glad you guys watched. I'd like to also tell you guys about a raffle coming out soon. The prize is a $50 Visa gift card. You're only going to have to do 3 things. I'll have more details on the Control Chaos Twitter and Instagram, so stay tuned to those accounts. That's at CONTR Chaos. And lastly, I'd like to show off the shirt. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, but you can get a short sleeve for $15 or a long sleeve for $20. You can also get your name and a number on the back. It's a pretty good deal, at least I think. And yeah, so that's what we got out, and that's it. You guys got anything else to say?
I'm good.
No?
Covered everything.
All right, have a good rest of your week, everybody.